Welcome back. Now let's head to Bahrain for round 3 report on Formula Sim Racing.
Formula Sim Racing went to the 5.4-kilometer Bahrain International Circuit for round 3 of the World Championship. So far it's been the Bruno Marquez show. The Portuguese two-time champion has struggled in the past at this track, however, never scoring points. The other big guns in FSR, Roy Colby, Andre Kuntzmann, and David Greco, were hoping to take advantage of this situation. Colby grabbed the pole by just a hair over Marquez during the qualifying session. As the lights go green, once again Marquez pulled away with Colby and Kuntzmann following. As the race unfolded, only hundredths separated Colby and Marquez in terms of lap times, but bitterly for the German, the advantage seemed to go to Marquez, who inch by inch increased his gap, despite Colby having an advantage during the pit stops. The battle for third took place between Darius Trinka and John-Eric Saxon, but the Finn managed to pass his ex-teammate in the pits. The biggest story of the day was the crash of Colby, who made a rare mistake out of the exit of turn 11 and ended his day and a shot at the podium. That left Marquez of Go Speed Racing to cruise to yet another victory, his 7th in a row counting last season, and a three-peat for this season. Like Jessica said last week, is anyone going to beat him? He currently has a 19-point advantage over Ernesto De Angelis. Saxon of Torrent Motorsports held on to second for the team's first podium. Stefan Rualt managed to round out the podium after a very difficult race. Did the Marquez streak continue this week at Barcelona? Tune in to PSR TV to find out. The race is up on demand right now, and make sure to catch it if you didn't up at prosimracing.com. You can also find FSR at formula-simracing.net.
In Live for Speed news, on the 26th of April, the third round of the 2008 International GT Championship brought 26 teams and 70 drivers out to the rough and twisty Fern Bay Gold Circuit for what promised to be a demanding 4-hour race. FZRs swept the top 3 qualifying spots as Michael Dekanick put the points-leading Cone Dodgers Racing FZR on the pole ahead of Rudy Van Buren for Speedo Racing. The Cone Dodgers team quickly stretched out a lead ahead of Speedo and the XRR of Core Racing. At the 1-hour mark, an incident between Core and the FXR of the Danish racing team left Core stuck in the gravel and brought out the first of our safety car periods, just in time for the first round of pit stops. As racing got back underway, the Core team did their best to dig themselves out from 22nd place, eventually charging back to take 4th. At the front, Speedo's Racing Timo Hirvonen and Rudy Van Buren put on a clinic, avoiding safety car chaos and other troubles to win by a full lap over the Danish racing team. On May 24th, the series heads to the long and flowing Aston Historic Circuit for its 4th round of the season. You can go to lfsigtc.net to find out more about this series. Okay guys, it's contest time again. To win this week's package, I want to hear your story on how you got started in sim racing. Email your story to contest@insidesimracing.tv. And make sure to include your name and where you're from. I'll randomly select a story and read it here on next week's show. That does it for episode 13. Make sure to check in this week for Darin's review on Turismo Cartera, Sim Racer 102, and Sean's review on the SLI. I'm Jessica Lopez. Make sure to keep those yellow flags to a minimum, and we'll see you next week.